The first time I parked my brand new Rolls Royce in the driveway, I didn't think twice. I'd worked my whole life for that car, late nights at the office, sacrifices, missed birthdays, and endless grind. To me, it wasn't just a car. It was proof that every struggle I endured was worth it. But to my HOA president, a woman the whole neighborhood secretly called Karen, it was apparently a crime. It started that morning with a sharp knock at the door. When I opened it, Karen stood there, arms crossed, eyes fixed on the shiny silver Phantom parked behind me. "That car," she spat out, "doesn't belong here. It's an eyesore." I blinked in confusion. "Excuse me?" I asked. "It's a Rolls Royce, one of the most elegant cars in the world." But Karen wasn't listening. "Our community standards clearly state that all vehicles must be modest and in harmony with neighborhood aesthetics. You either hide it in your garage or remove it, or I'll take action." I laughed at first. I thought she was bluffing. Who in their right mind would think a luxury car was a violation? But by evening, I realized Karen was serious. I returned from work to find a violation notice taped to my door and an email from the HOA threatening fines. My wife shook her head in disbelief. "They can't do this. That's harassment," she said. But the HOA wasn't backing down. The next morning, I found Karen in my driveway with her phone out, snapping pictures of the Rolls Royce like she was gathering evidence for a criminal case. "What exactly are you doing?" I asked, trying to stay calm. "Documenting violations," she snapped. "I'm filing this with the board, and if you don't comply, the police will get involved." It all escalated faster than I expected. Within 3 days, Karen had filed so many complaints that the HOA board held an emergency meeting. I went, thinking I could reason with them. But when I sat in that stuffy conference room, I realized Karen had poisoned the entire board against me. "You're disrupting the harmony of our neighborhood," one member said coldly. "That vehicle doesn't reflect our community values." I wanted to laugh at the absurdity. Since when was working hard and buying a dream car a crime against community values? But then it happened, the moment that changed everything. The very next weekend, I was washing the rolls in my driveway when 2 police cruisers pulled up. My heart sank as I watched 2 officers step out and approach me. Karen was standing across the street, smirking like she had just won the lottery. "Sir," one officer said, "we've had a report of a disturbance. We need to ask you some questions." "A disturbance? I'm washing my car," I replied, baffled. But before I could process what was happening, Karen stormed across the street yelling, "That man is violating HOA law. He's threatening the safety of the neighborhood with that car." The officers exchanged confused glances but proceeded to ask for my ID. I handed it over, still stunned. And then Karen pulled her final stunt. She accused me of assaulting her when I confronted her about the car earlier in the week. My jaw dropped. "That's a lie," I said, but the officers, bound by protocol, informed me I was being detained for questioning. Before I knew it, I was in handcuffs, sitting on the curb next to my Rolls Royce, while half the neighborhood peeked from their windows. Karen was practically glowing with satisfaction. But here's the thing about lies, they crumble under the weight of truth. At the station, I told my side of the story. My wife arrived with our security camera footage, which showed clearly that I had never touched Karen, never raised my voice, and never done anything other than tell her to leave my property. When the officers saw the footage, their entire demeanor shifted. Within an hour, the cuffs were off, and I was free to go. Karen, on the other hand, wasn't so lucky. Filing a false police report is a serious crime. The officers paid her a visit, and for once, her smug grin vanished. The HOA board, embarrassed by her antics and facing potential legal liability, quickly distanced themselves from her. Within weeks, she was forced to resign as HOA president. As for me, that Rolls Royce still sits proudly in my driveway. But now, it means more than just success. It's a reminder that sometimes, when people try to drag you down out of jealousy or control, the best thing you can do is stand tall, gather your evidence, and let the truth do the heavy lifting. Karen thought she could shame me, control me, and even criminalize me, but in the end, all she did was expose her own bitterness. And to anyone listening to this story, let me leave you with this: don't let someone else's insecurities dictate your happiness. If you've earned something, if you've worked for it, don't apologize for it. Shine bright, even if it blinds the Karens of the world.